The stars shone cold and distant over the barren planet, their light flickering through the dust-filled sky. A tiny bundle lay hidden in the shadow of a broken cargo container, its soft whimpers almost lost in the wind. The alien girl inside the sack struggled to breathe, her translucent skin tinged with pale blue, her small hands pressing against the rough fabric as if to claw her way out. Her big, luminescent eyes blinked in fear and confusion, reflecting the dim starlight. The humans who had left her here had walked away without a second glance, laughing at their cruel joke, believing no one would ever find her far above the planet. A human scout ship glided silently through the atmosphere, its sensors scanning for anomalies inside the cockpit. Commander Jarek adjusted the controls, his sharp eyes narrowing at a faint, irregular signal coming from the surface. It was weak but unmistakable. A voice, tiny, trembling, and desperate, saying a single word, "Mom." Jarek froze, his pulse quickening, the voice pulling him like a magnet, tugging at something deep within him. A sense of duty, a flicker of compassion he had buried under years of galactic battles. He directed the ship closer, descending through the dust storms that swirled like ghostly serpents across the empty plains. The wind howled around the vessel, but the voice persisted, faint but steady, drawing him to a narrow canyon where shadows stretched like long fingers. Jarek opened the hatch and activated his environmental suit, the metallic hiss echoing in the silence. His boots crunched over sharp stones as he followed the sound, each step closer making the voice clearer, more urgent. "Mom, help, please!" The alien girl's words trembled and Jarek's heart ached, a feeling he hadn't allowed himself to feel in years. At last he found her, the sack moving slightly as if something inside was alive, a fragile heartbeat barely audible. Jarek knelt, carefully opening the fabric, revealing the girl, no older than 5 cycles of her planet, shivering violently, her tiny body frail and covered in frost. She looked up at him with eyes that seemed too wise for her age, glistening with tears, her voice hoarse, whispering again, "Mom." Jarek's gloved hands trembled slightly as he lifted her into his arms, feeling the fragile weight of a life almost lost. The wind tore around them, sand stinging their faces, but he held her close, shielding her from the cold and the emptiness of the barren world. He scanned the surroundings, noting the tracks left by the humans who had abandoned her, their recklessness, their cruelty. Jarek clenched his fists, a spark of righteous anger igniting within him. He would not let this injustice continue. He spoke softly to the girl, his voice calm but firm, promising warmth, safety, and protection. Even if she could not understand him fully yet, her small fingers curled around his suit, gripping him as if holding onto hope itself. Above them, the stars watched silently, indifferent yet beautiful, witnessing the first moments of a bond that could change everything. Jarek carried her back to the ship, his mind racing with questions. The first of many. Who had left her here? Why? And what would the galaxy think if they knew what had been done? As the ship lifted into the skies, the girl's tiny hands rested against his chest, and a faint smile flickered across her lips, fragile but real. In that moment, Jarek realized this was no ordinary rescue. This was the beginning of a story that would ripple across planets, challenge alliances, and test the limits of humanity. And as the engines roared and the barren world fell away beneath them, the girl whispered once more, a single word that carried hope and fear, joy and sorrow all at once. "Mom." The journey had just begun, and the universe was about to witness how a human's compassion could spark a chain of events no one could have foreseen. The ship's interior hummed with life, lights flickering softly across the consoles. Commander Jarek sat in the pilot's chair, the alien girl cradled gently in his arms, her tiny fingers curling around his suit. She looked around the strange environment with wide, curious eyes, her body still trembling from the cold, but a faint spark of trust beginning to shine through. Jarek studied her, noting the unusual glow of her skin, faint patterns that pulsed like distant stars, almost as if she carried a map of the galaxy beneath her flesh. He did not yet understand, but he felt something extraordinary about her, something beyond mere survival instincts, something that whispered of secrets older than humanity itself. As the ship leveled off in orbit above the barren planet, the girl stirred, making soft noises that were almost musical. Jarek adjusted the seat, letting her rest against his chest, while the ship's AI, Lyra, scanned the girl's vital signs and body patterns. "Commander, this subject exhibits biological anomalies beyond known exobiological profiles," Lyra said, her voice calm but precise. Jarek nodded slowly. I can see that, Lyra. Keep monitoring. But we need to focus on finding her origin and the ones who left her. They can't be far. The girl's eyes blinked, her gaze fixated on the ship's viewport, where distant planets and stars glittered like frozen jewels. She made a soft sound, almost a whisper that seemed like a code, repeating 3 times, rhythmic and melodic, and Jarek's heart skipped, realizing it might be an instinctual signal. Lyra quickly processed the sounds. "Commander?" The vocal patterns contain an encoded frequency, likely a hidden message intended for her species. Jarek leaned closer, amazed. A message? But who would send it and why now? The girl tilted her head slightly, responding with a faint smile, as if understanding he was trying to help. Her small hand reached toward the console, brushing over the buttons, and a soft pulse of energy traveled through the ship's systems. Lights flickering in response, Jarek watched in awe, realizing that she was not just a child. She was a living transmitter, a beacon that could reach places even the most advanced human technology could not. Meanwhile, far across the galaxy, a group of alien scavengers reported a missing subject, their screens flashing with warning signals. They had abandoned the girl, believing her weak. But their network detected a faint frequency they could not ignore, a signal moving faster than any ship. Panic spread among them as they realized that the one they left to die was alive, and now potentially in the hands of a human. Back on the ship, Jarek tightened his hold, scanning her environment, checking for any signs of distress. "She's safe now," he whispered. "I won't let anyone hurt you again." The girl responded with a soft hum, the sound vibrating against his chest, strangely comforting, and Jarek felt a bond forming that went beyond words. Beyond reason, Lyra interrupted. "Commander, sensors indicate multiple incoming transmissions targeting our location. Unidentified craft approaching at high velocity." Jarek's eyes narrowed. "So they came faster than expected. Get us ready, shields up. Prepare evasive maneuvers." The girl stirred again, her small hands pressing against the console, and a soft glow enveloped the ship, brightening the dim cockpit. Jarek's jaw tightened. "Lyra, she's activating something. Is it safe?" Lyra hesitated. "Unknown, Commander. Her energy output is immense, capable of altering ship systems and possibly disabling external threats." Jarek swallowed hard, realizing that the little girl was far more powerful than he had imagined, and their lives depended on understanding her abilities. As the first of the approaching ships appeared on the radar, sleek and black, moving like shadows against the stars, Jarek maneuvered the ship swiftly, dodging their initial scans, but the girl's glowing energy pulsed outward, creating a protective barrier. The alien ship slowed, as if reacting to an invisible force, their weapons unable to penetrate the shield. Jarek looked at her, awe and fear mixing in his chest. "You're incredible, little one, but we have to be careful. We can't fight them forever," the girl responded with a soft, melodic hum, the sound resonating in the cockpit, and Jarek realized that this was her way of communicating. Guiding warning. The battle above the barren planet had begun, not with violence but with understanding. A silent war fought between willpower and technology, and in that moment, Jarek understood that saving her was not just about life or death. It was about something far greater, protecting a secret that could change the course of the galaxy. As the alien ships pulled back, disrupted by the girl's strange energy, Jarek set the ship on course for a distant human outpost, a place where they could hide, learn and prepare. The girl rested against him, her tiny body still trembling, but her eyes held a glimmer of determination, as if she knew that her journey was just beginning. Jarek whispered, "We'll make it, little one, and when we do, they will never touch you again." The stars stretched endlessly ahead, promising danger, adventure, and discovery, and Jarek felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders, heavier than any battle armor. Above all, he knew this. A human had chosen to protect a child abandoned by her own kind, and that choice would echo across the galaxy in ways no one could predict. The ship moved silently through the void, stars stretching like silver threads across the black sky. The alien girl rested against Commander Jarek, her small body curled up but her eyes wide and alert, scanning the consoles and lights around her. Jarek studied her carefully, noticing the faint glow pulsing beneath her skin, shifting colors as if reflecting her emotions. It was not just light, he realized. It was communication, energy, and something far more complex, something the galaxy had never seen before. "Lyra," Jarek said softly, "analyze her energy patterns again. See if we can understand what she's capable of. The AI's voice responded calmly. Commander, her energy signature is unique, combining biological and quantum frequencies, capable of interacting with advanced technology in ways unknown to human science. Jarek nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility pressing on him. Then we need to know what she can do before anyone else does. The girl tilted her head, humming softly, and a small panel on the console lit up. Responding to her touch, Jarek leaned closer, amazed. She's controlling the systems without even touching them fully. Just using her energy, Lyra confirmed. Correct, Commander. She can interface with technology and manipulate it remotely, though her full potential is unknown. Suddenly, the girl stiffened, her eyes glowing brighter, and a small vibration ran through the ship. Jarek tightened his hold on her. What is it? What's happening? The girl pointed toward the viewport, where a distant shadow moved across the starfield. A massive ship unlike any human or known alien design. Her voice was soft, almost a whisper, but Jarek heard the urgency. Danger. Above, follow me. Before he could respond, the girl's glow expanded, reaching out like tendrils of light, interfacing with the ship's systems. The engines hummed louder, shields strengthened, and the ship changed course instinctively. Avoiding detection from the massive craft, Jarek stared, realizing that the girl was not only alive, she was guiding them, protecting them in ways he could not comprehend. As the hours passed, the girl began to respond more actively, touching panels and lights flickering in response. She hummed a song, simple but powerful, and Lyra analyzed it. Commander, this appears to be a harmonic code, translating to coordinates and instructions, possibly from her homeworld. Jarek's eyes widened. Coordinates? Are you saying she can lead us somewhere? Intentionally? Lyra confirmed. Yes, Commander, but the purpose of the location is unknown, and the risks are high. Jarek looked at the girl, her small fingers tracing patterns on the console, glowing brighter with each movement. Do you want to show me something? He asked gently, and she gave a faint nod, the glow on her skin pulsing in rhythm. The coordinates led them to an abandoned research station hidden behind a dying star. Its exterior was battered, metal corroded, but the system still hummed faintly. Waiting, Jarek landed carefully, scanning for any threats, but the girl's energy extended beyond the ship, illuminating hidden structures, secret doors and rooms long forgotten. She walked beside him, small hands brushing against surfaces, activating panels, unlocking mysteries that had been silent for decades. It became clear to Jarek that the girl was not just a child, she was a living key, a repository of knowledge and possibly a weapon. Her species had left her behind, abandoning her. Yet she carried the legacy of technology and intelligence far beyond human understanding. Inside the station, holographic maps flickered to life, showing planets, fleets, and unknown territories. The girl moved to a central console, pressing it gently, and a holographic figure appeared, her own kind, showing images of her home world, warnings and pleas. Jarek watched in awe, realizing that the girl could not speak their language fluently, but her energy translated their intentions, their warnings, their secrets. This is incredible, he whispered. You are the bridge between your world and ours. The girl looked up at him, her eyes reflecting the holograms, and for the first time she smiled fully, as if understanding her role, as if accepting the responsibility placed on her small shoulders. But danger was never far away, as Lyra suddenly warned. Commander, sensors indicate multiple hostiles approaching. Unknown ships, faster than any human fleet. Jarek clenched his fists, feeling the weight of the mission, the stakes rising with every moment. The girl's glow pulsed stronger and brighter, and Jarek realized she was preparing them, shielding them, readying them for what was coming. Her energy formed a barrier around the station, flickering like liquid light, protective and powerful. Jarek turned to her. I don't know how you do it, but we will survive. Together, she hummed, almost in reply, the sound resonating like a promise. Outside, the unknown ships moved closer, scanning, weapons ready, but the station's defenses, amplified by the girl, resisted. Jarek knew the fight had not yet begun, but with the girl at their side, he had hope, a spark that refused to die. And as the stars twinkled in the void, the galaxy watched silently, waiting to see how a human and an abandoned alien girl would face forces that neither could face alone. The journey of survival, discovery, and trust had only just begun, and the secrets of the girl promised to change everything they knew about the universe. The station trembled lightly as the alien ships closed in, shadows stretching across the starfield outside. Commander Jarek gripped the console, his knuckles white, while the girl's small hands hovered over a panel, her glow pulsing faster with each heartbeat. Lyra's voice broke the tense silence. "Commander, the ships are deploying scouts. They are scanning for life signs and energy sources." Jarek nodded, eyes fixed on the viewport. "Then we make ourselves ready, but the girl, she's our advantage, Lyra. Keep her safe at all costs." The girl's eyes flickered, her energy spreading like ripples across the station, almost sensing the danger before it arrived. Jarek realized she was not just shielding them physically, she was predicting movements, calculating strategies instinctively. The first scouts appeared, sleek black vessels with jagged edges moving like predators. They fired scanning beams that would have exposed the station and its occupants, if not for the girl's glowing shield. Her small hands moved in the air, tracing symbols no human could understand, and the energy expanded, deflecting beams, bending light. Hiding them from view, Jarek watched, all mixing with fear. "You are incredible, little one. Stronger than any army we've faced," the girl responded with a soft hum, the vibrations calming his nerves, guiding his movements as he prepared the station's limited defenses. One scout managed to slip through, firing a pulse that struck the outer wall, sending sparks and smoke into the corridors. Jarek rushed forward, taking control of manual defense systems, while the girl extended her hand, sending a wave of energy outward. The scout ship shuddered violently, systems failing as it spiraled away. Retreating, Lyra's analysis was quick. "Commander, her energy can disrupt technology, disable engines and shield us, but prolonged use may exhaust her." Jarek nodded, understanding the risk. "Then we use it wisely and keep her safe. Always." The girl's glow dimmed slightly, but she held firm, eyes fixed on the viewport, sensing the next move before anyone else. Suddenly, a transmission came through the enemy network in a language none could speak. But the girl understood. Her energy pulsed rapidly, translating the message into feelings of fear and determination. Jarek listened closely as she hummed softly, her voice merging with the station's systems. "They are after the coordinates. They know she carries the map," Lyra processed. "Commander, if they capture her, they could unlock secrets that might destabilize the galaxy." Jarek's jaw tightened. "Then we stop them here, no matter the cost." The girl's small body glowed brightly, and for the first time Jarek saw a force beyond defense, an offensive power, a warning to the intruders. The enemy fleet hesitated, sensing the girl's presence. Unable to penetrate the protective field she created, Jarek took the opportunity to send a message to nearby human allies, requesting backup, but he knew it would take hours. Hours they might not have. He turned to the girl. "We fight together, little one, and we survive together." Her fingers brushed his arm, glowing softly, and a shiver of energy ran through the station, as if she agreed, as if promising they would face this danger side by side. The first real clash began when the largest scout approached, firing pulses designed to disrupt her energy field. Jarek maneuvered the station manually, dodging the attacks, but the girl extended her hands, a radiant glow emanating outward. Beams struck the station and bounced back, disabling the scout instantly. Its hull melting under her power, Jarek stepped back, amazed. "She's controlling it all, not just defending." "She's striking," Lyra confirmed. "Commander, her offensive energy is unlike anything recorded, capable of neutralizing threats with precision." The girl's eyes shone like twin stars, fierce and unwavering, as if aware that the survival of two worlds depended on her. Outside, the enemy fleet paused, calculating, uncertain, their sensors failing against her mysterious power. Jarek realized that the girl was not just a child, not just an alien. She was a force of nature, a symbol of hope and fear all at once, and in the chaos, he saw something he had never felt before, a human feeling intertwined with duty, compassion and admiration. "She's amazing," he whispered, "and she's ours to protect." The girl hummed in response, the sound echoing through the corridors, resonating in his chest, giving him courage, giving him a plan. As the first wave of enemy ships retreated, damaged and confused, Jarek knew this was only the beginning. The girl's secret, her abilities and the coordinates she carried were now more valuable than ever, and enemies would stop at nothing to claim them. But he also knew one thing. Humanity had chosen to protect what others had abandoned, and that choice could shape the future of the galaxy. With the girl at his side, Commander Jarek prepared for the battles ahead, knowing that survival meant trust, strategy, and the courage to face unknown power together. And as the stars twinkled cold and distant outside, the station stood resilient, a beacon of hope guarded by a child who was no ordinary girl, but a living force that could change the course of everything. The station lay quiet for a moment, the hum of life support and distant stars filling the space around them. Commander Jarek sat with the alien girl, her small hand still glowing faintly from the energy she had used to repel the first wave of attackers. She rested against him, but her eyes were wide, scanning every panel, every light, as if reading secrets hidden in the circuits. Jarek studied her, awe and curiosity mixing, realizing that the girl's power was only part of the story, and that the mystery of her past was far more dangerous than any enemy fleet. Lyra's voice cut through the silence, calm but urgent. "Commander, I have detected faint signals originating from her memory imprint, residual quantum patterns left by her species." Jarek leaned closer, intrigued. "Memory imprint? You mean we can see what happened to her before she was abandoned?" The girl hummed softly, almost in agreement, and touched the console with her tiny fingers, sending a pulse of light through the station. Holographic images flickered to life, showing flashes of a distant planet, towering crystalline structures, and alien beings who looked similar to her. Jarek watched in amazement, the story unfolding before him like a dream, yet full of danger, betrayal, and sorrow. The girl's voice trembled as she hummed, "They left me alone, unsafe." Jarek's heart tightened. "It's okay now, little one. I won't let anyone harm you again." The hologram showed the alien civilization, thriving, but then a sudden dark fleet appeared, attacking their cities, capturing children and taking them away. One of the images focused on the girl herself, a small vessel dropping her onto a barren planet, a sack around her, abandoned and left to die. Jarek clenched his fists, anger rising. "They thought they could leave you, thought you were weak, but they underestimated you." The girl's eyes shone brighter, her glow pulsing in rhythm with the images, almost like she was reliving her past. Drawing strength from it, suddenly Lyra's sensors flared. "Commander, incoming fleet larger than before. Advanced technology and heavy weaponry preparing to assault the station." Jarek looked to the girl. "We have no choice, little one. We fight, and this time, we cannot hold back." The girl's small body radiated light, brighter than before, energy expanding outward. Interfacing with the station's systems, panels lit up, doors locked, defense systems activating automatically, and Jarek realized she was not just protecting, she was commanding, directing the station like a living general. The alien fleet arrived, black and massive, moving like shadows across the stars, their weapons fired, pulses of energy striking the station. But each beam was deflected or absorbed by the girl's protective field. Jarek maneuvered the station through the first waves, dodging explosions and energy blasts, relying on her instincts and guidance. The girl's voice hummed softly, melodic but firm, guiding his hands, signaling safe paths, warning of danger. Jarek marveled. "You're not just defending. You're thinking faster than any computer, faster than any human." The girl responded with a soft hum, pulsing light dancing across her small frame, a living beacon of strategy and hope amid the chaos. The holographic memories revealed another secret, a hidden vault deep beneath the alien homeworld. It contained ancient technology, powerful beyond imagination but locked away, waiting for the one who carried the key. The girl. Yarek's mind raced. If they capture her, they won't just control her, they will unlock the entire vault, and nothing will stop them. The girl seemed to sense his thoughts, glowing brighter, a silent promise that she would fight, she would protect, and then, with a sudden pulse of energy, she reached through the station systems, sending a shockwave that disabled the alien fleet's sensors temporarily. The enemy ships staggered, unable to track or aim, giving Jarek the precious seconds to reposition, shield stronger, and prepare for the next attack. Time stretched, moments blending, and Jarek realized that this battle was more than survival. It was a test, a challenge. The girl's past was no longer a memory. It was a weapon, a guide, a force shaping the present. Every flicker of her glow told a story of resilience, of hope, of defiance against those who had abandoned her. And as the alien fleet regrouped, preparing for a more focused assault, Jarek knew one thing with certainty. Humanity had found a new ally. Not a soldier, not a weapon, but a child whose courage and power could shift the balance of the galaxy. And together, human and alien girl, they would face the storm, revealing secrets, challenging enemies, and proving that even the smallest voice could echo across the stars. The station trembled violently as the enemy fleet regrouped, their massive black ships moving with precision. Commander Jarek gripped the console tightly, his knuckles white. His eyes locked on the viewport beside him. The alien girl's small body glowed brighter than ever, pulsing with an energy that seemed almost alive. Lyra's voice was calm but urgent. "Commander, the fleet is preparing a concentrated attack, their weapons fully charged. The station cannot withstand direct impact for long." Jarek swallowed hard. "Then we give them a reason to hesitate," he whispered, eyes on the girl, knowing she held the key. The girl hummed softly, her glow expanding outward, filling the corridors with radiant light. Panels flickered, systems activated automatically, and the station seemed to respond to her thoughts as if it were an extension of her will. Jarek watched in awe, realizing that the little girl was no longer just defending. They were about to fight on a level beyond any human comprehension. The alien fleet fired, energy beams crashing against the station's defenses, but each pulse met her glowing shield and was absorbed or redirected. Jarek maneuvered the station with precision, dodging the few strikes that slipped through, his trust entirely in her instincts. Then, the girl stretched her tiny hands outward, and a wave of energy erupted from her core, radiating like ripples across space. The alien ships staggered, their shields flickering, systems failing under the strain. Jarek's eyes widened. "She's doing it. She's controlling them." Lyra confirmed. "Commander, her energy interacts with external technology, disabling propulsion, communication, and weapon systems temporarily." The girl's glow intensified further, her humming growing melodic but commanding, as if singing the enemy into submission. Suddenly, a massive shadow appeared, a flagship larger than any ship Jarek had ever seen, cloaked in dark energy. It led the fleet, weapons blazing, and yet, the girl's glow reached out toward it, pulsing, interfacing, disrupting. The flagship staggered, its systems sparking, engines faltering. As if the girl had reached into its core, Jarek realized with a shiver that she was not just powerful. She was a force that could challenge entire civilizations. "She's amazing," he whispered, "and dangerous to anyone who underestimates her." The girl's humming changed, sharper now, almost a command, and the enemy ships began colliding, malfunctioning, retreating. Jarek guided the station carefully, avoiding debris and explosions while the girl's energy continued to radiate outward. Lyra analyzed quickly. "Commander, prolonged energy use may risk exhaustion or neural strain for the subject. Caution is advised," Jarek nodded, understanding the risk. "We have no choice, little one. They won't stop. And neither can we." The girl's glow pulsed again, brighter than the sun outside, and for a moment, Jarek thought he saw her entire form shimmer and expand. It was terrifying and beautiful, a living force of nature, impossible to ignore or contain. In the midst of chaos, the holographic memories flickered again, showing the girl's people their warnings, and a hidden weapon buried deep beneath their planet. It was clear now why she had been abandoned. The enemies feared her potential, feared the knowledge she carried. Jarek understood the stakes fully. If the enemy captured her, they would unlock secrets that could destroy worlds. He clenched his fists, determination solidifying in his chest. "We protect her at all costs, no matter what." The girl's glow pulsed as if acknowledging his vow, energy radiating a warmth that reassured him, guided him, strengthened him. The flagship launched a final attack, energy beams massive and destructive, aimed directly at the station. Jarek braced, but the girl reached out with a force beyond comprehension, sending a wave that shattered the beams mid-air. Explosions rocked the void around them, debris scattering like falling stars. Yet the station remained intact. The enemy fleet retreated, confused, battered, unable to face the power of a child abandoned yet unstoppable. Jarek exhaled, awe and relief flooding him. "You did it. You saved us all." The girl rested briefly against him, exhausted but glowing faintly, a small smile crossing her features. Even in her fatigue, her presence was commanding, a symbol of hope, defiance, and strength. As silence returned to the station, Jarek looked out at the stars, the void now calm yet full of possibilities. He realized that the girl's power was not just destructive, it was a signal, a warning, and a beacon. She carried secrets, abilities, and memories that could change the galaxy forever. And humanity had chosen to protect her. The bond between human and alien child had grown stronger than any weapon, any fleet, any force in the stars. Jarek whispered softly, "We survive, and then we discover, together, The girl's glow pulsed once, a quiet confirmation, and the station hummed with renewed life, ready for the next chapter. For in the galaxy, some voices are small, fragile, even abandoned, yet their echo can shake worlds and ignite hope where none seemed possible. The void outside the station was calm now, the shattered remnants of the enemy fleet drifting silently among the stars. Commander Jarek stood at the viewport, the alien girl in his arms, her small body glowing softly, a faint shimmer of exhaustion in her eyes. She looked out at the stars, as if reading the paths of distant worlds, the weight of her past heavy yet balanced by the promise of survival. Jarek felt a mix of relief and awe, knowing that they had survived forces meant to break them. And yet here they were, stronger than before. Lyra's voice broke the quiet, calm but precise. "Commander, the enemy fleet has retreated beyond detectable range. No immediate threat remains," Jarek nodded slowly, keeping his eyes on the girl. "We've survived today, little one, but the journey is far from over," the girl hummed softly, a gentle vibration that seemed to say she understood, her glow pulsing like a heartbeat in sync with his own. She reached out, touching the console lightly, and holographic images flickered to life, showing new coordinates, uncharted planets and distant systems. Jarek realized that these were the places she could guide them, the secrets of her people, the lost knowledge that could change the future of the galaxy.
A soft sound escaped her lips, almost musical. "Home. Find..."
Jarek smiled gently. "Yes, little one, we will find a home. A safe place for you and for the secrets you carry." He adjusted the station's course, plotting a path toward the nearest neutral human outpost, a place where they could rest, recover, and plan. The girl's glow brightened slightly, her energy spreading through the ship as if blessing the path ahead. Lyra's analysis confirmed, "Commander, she is stabilizing the station's systems and preparing for travel," her energy harmonizing with the technology. As they traveled through the stars, the girl began to explore the station on her own, touching panels, interacting with systems. She activated lights, opened storage compartments, and even guided the small robotic drones. Learning and playing at the same time, Jarek watched her, a mix of pride and amazement in his eyes. "You are not just powerful, you are clever, resourceful, and brave." The girl looked up at him and hummed softly, a tiny smile on her face, showing a glimmer of trust, hope, and happiness. For the first time since she had been abandoned, she was safe, protected by someone who cared, and that bond gave both of them strength. Suddenly, a faint signal appeared on the sensors, small and almost lost in the noise of space. Yarek's eyes narrowed. "What is that, Lyra?" Lyra processed quickly. "Commander, unknown energy signature, faint but familiar. It resonates with her species' frequencies." The girl's glow pulsed, brighter now, and she reached toward the console, humming in a pattern that matched the signal. Jarek realized this was a call, a connection to her people, a possibility to reunite with the world she had been torn from. But he also knew that the galaxy was not safe, that the enemies they had fought would not forget, and that danger still lurked in the shadows. The girl stood tall, small but commanding, her glow illuminating the cockpit, energy pulsing in harmony with the station. She touched Jarek's arm lightly, a silent reassurance, and together they prepared for the next phase of their journey. Jarek whispered, "We face it together, little one, whatever comes. We face it as a team," the girl hummed softly, and the energy radiating from her seemed to strengthen the station, giving him confidence, courage, and hope. Hours passed as they traveled toward the outpost, the stars stretching endlessly before them. Jarek reflected on the journey, the battles, the mysteries, and realized that the galaxy had changed because a human had chosen to protect a child abandoned by her own kind. The girl's glow dimmed slightly as she rested, but her eyes held a fire that promised resilience, intelligence, and power. Lyra spoke softly. "Commander, the coordinates ahead may hold the answers to her past and the key to her species' survival." Jarek smiled. "Then we go forward, little one, toward the answers, toward safety, and toward a new beginning." As the outpost appeared on the sensors, small lights twinkling against the darkness, Jarek prepared the docking procedure. The girl's glow pulsed once more, brighter than the station's lights, as if announcing their arrival, a signal of hope to all who would see it. Jarek whispered, "We made it. Together." The girl hummed softly, and for the first time, she seemed truly at peace, her body relaxed, her trust complete. Above them, the stars watched silently, indifferent yet beautiful, witnessing the start of a journey that would span worlds. challenge civilizations, and prove that compassion, courage, and unity could shape the galaxy. And in that quiet moment, Commander Jarek realized something profound. Humanity was not alone in the universe, and even the smallest voice, abandoned and fragile, could echo across the stars and ignite hope, courage, and change with the alien girl by his side. The journey had only just begun, but together they were unstoppable, and the galaxy would remember the story of a human who chose to protect the extraordinary. A new beginning had arrived, glowing softly in the darkness, promising adventure, discovery, and the unbreakable bond between human and alien.